Well, back to two attorneys arguing.
All right, so here we go. So I got into an accident with them being at fault due to running a red light, and I'm certain my car will be considered a total loss. My question is concerning a possible injury. I originally declined care because I didn't really feel injured. That happens. The crash happened on Saturday, and I started feeling some soreness later that evening and have felt it since. Soreness in my neck, shoulders, upper back. I'm starting to get contacted by lawyers. That is absolutely unethical if you are being contacted
Like
unsolicited.
direct contact.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Without, I had a relationship. Like if he had a relationship with him before, okay.
Lawyers, yeah. The way it seems, I'm starting to get contacted by lawyers.
That sounds like multiples.
Who want me to file a case of injury, loss, vehicle value, time out of work. Yeah, if you're being contacted without
directly.
You reaching out first,
or you had a relationship with
or it's not your friend who, if random lawyers are reaching out to you, that is absolutely unethical. And I'm sorry that is happening to you.
That's some scumbag stuff right there.
That's disgusting.
And it's also a violation in almost every
and you should turn
state
every one of them in.
Nothing's going to happen to them. Sucks.
Well, at least make a record.
Shouldn't do it. I feel like they're behaving like bloodhounds trying to make a buck out of my crush. Yeah, those guys who are attacking you, contacting you without being solicited first, yeah, they are. Don't even think about using any of them. Yeah, if they're willing to break the law to get your case,
get a possible case.
Imagine,
However, I don't want to immediately discount the possibility of injury. What time frames as far as being restricted from making claims and how I'm limited or not? I just don't know anything about this. I don't want to jump the gun or lose my chance to protect myself. This is actually, sir, you seem like a sir.
All right.
I don't know why.
We don't know what state. First off, we don't know what state you're in.
Yeah, it is. Location, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in Florida, you got 14 days to see a doctor or you lose your PIP.
Well, what I was about to say is that your feeling about, hey, I don't want to make a federal case out of this, but you know what? I'm not where I was before the accident. So you're struggling. How do I look like to other people if I bring a claim? I'm going to look like one of those people who's just trying to milk the system, and I don't want to look like that. But at the same time, I'm actually hurt. What do I do? I can't tell you how many times I've had discussions, and these are mostly with men who don't want to look like they're weak by saying, oh, you know what? I actually was injured. So you owe it to yourself. If you have anybody that relies on you for your income, you need to go and at least get checked out to make sure, because here's what's going to happen. God forbid, you get into another car accident and you actually get hurt. If you can't prove that this car accident didn't do anything to you, the people who represent the guy who hits you 3 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 4 years from now, they're going to say that whatever you have now was really all the way back from this car accident. So to protect yourself, you need to go get a X-ray. An MRI really is the best thing to get. And if you're feeling that way, go to a chiro, be honest about what you're feeling and how it's feeling, and let them make the assessment on whether or not you need an MRI. Don't direct the chiropractor or the orthopedic surgeon to do anything. You show up, you tell them your symptoms, you follow their advice. You owe it to yourself to go at least get checked out. You need to be able to say later on, you can prove that this case didn't do anything to you, or if it turns out you do have an injury, then you're obligated to pursue that.
One of the big things that happens in accidents, so we've handled hundreds and thousands of these, and the way it works is that normally right after the accident, you have enough adrenaline in your system that it's masking the pain. And it's natural. Animals have it. We have it. The ability to flee from a bad thing, to avoid predators. But here's the problem with that. When you tell a police officer at the scene, hey, yeah, I think I'm okay. Don't call the ambulance. I'll see how I feel later. You know what's going to happen to you. Oh, yeah. At trial, if it gets that far, the defense attorney is going to say, you weren't hurt. You didn't even go get checked out. And he's going to be talking to the jury when he says that, if you're actually hurt, you're going to go get some help from somebody. That's how we know you weren't hurt. You got hurt at the gym the next day, or you were on your garage and you fell off, and now you're trying to blame this car accident. Go get yourself checked out right away. You have to. You owe it to yourself. within 2 weeks in Florida, for example, if you do not see a doctor, not like your nurse, not something, you need to see a doctor within 2 weeks, or they're going to penalize you the $10,000 that Florida grants for PIP insurance.
Yeah, you will give the people that caused you injury, if they did cause you injury, you're going to give them a $10,000 credit
discount
on your medical bills. Because they're going to be able to argue, hey, listen, if he had gone within 14 days, $10,000 of his medical bills would have been paid for. And because he didn't do that, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. Because he didn't do that, we are now entitled to that $10,000 that he would have got. And I'll tell you what, this is really why you want to do it, even if it's a minor accident. A couple of years from now, God forbid, you're in another accident. The defense attorney for that other accident, let's say you really are hurt on the other accident, he's going to say, no, it wasn't this one. It was that accident from 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 months ago. That's why you're really hurt.
The big thing is when you actually get treatment, normally they do what they call an MRI, where it's a lot better than an X-ray, and it shows everything in your spine and everything else like that. And how many times have I actually been able to go, well, no, we had an MRI after the first accident. It doesn't look the same as the second MRI. Now, if you don't have that first MRI, they're going to beat the crap out of you. So don't feel there's a stigma because of billboards and people saying, I got $1 million. That's not your issue. Your issue is to be put back in the same situation you were in before the accident. And that requires you to go to the insurance company. It requires you to get proper treatment. It requires potential therapy years later. So you got to make sure you're taken care of. Don't feel a stigma. Don't feel bad. And realize it's a responsibility to you, your family, and even your future family.
And Jeff, just to add to your point there, not only do you have 14 days to get your initial treatment, you only have, and this is just very recent, Florida law just changed. You no longer have 4 years to bring a lawsuit for negligence. You have to bring that lawsuit within 2 years from the date you were injured.
So it's very important. Contact an attorney. It doesn't have to be us.
Just make sure it's not those scumbags that contacted you without being solicited first.
Just one to grow on.